Good afternoon, YTPC. It's Pipepool again in a dreary gray South Carolina Tuesday. And we had another moment of inspiration. A friend of mine, Chris, had messaged me last night and said he was really looking for an all red Virginia blend. He wanted it to be as sweet as he could have it. And I started to think about it. And I thought, okay, we can put this together for you. I think we've got something that'll work for you. And we're going to put it together now live on the air. So this will have 5 red Virginias in it, a little stoved red Virginia, and a little black Cavendish to sweeten it out. And we're just going to see where it goes from here. So let's get started. So first red Virginia we're going to put in is Sutliff's TS1R. I like this one. Well, let's go ahead and turn the scale on. That'll be good. And I apologize, Chris, I'm not wearing gloves today. So you will just have to deal with the consequences of my fingers being on this tobacco. Good? There we go. We're good. Okay. Next up is Stockby's 701. This is another red Virginia that I really like. It's got a great feel to it, wonderful smoking qualities to it. I really like it. Just a good red Virginia. And let's see if we can get the math right. And there we go. So hopefully Chris will like this blend, and if it does, maybe it'll move into the ESF line. Next up is the 515 RC1. This is what some people say this is the closest thing to the McClellan's Virginia 5100 or whatever it was. And I really don't have any idea because I've never had any. I can't tell you what it tastes or smells like or smokes like because I haven't seen it. But I do really like this red Virginia as well. I've never done a blend with just all red Virginias in it, except for the vapor I just did Eric the other day. And Chris was like, yeah, I don't want any perique in it. Okay, fair enough. We'll just do a straight Virginia. Next up is C&D's red Virginia ribbon. Put a little bit of that in. And see what we got. 3. Working a little smaller bowl today, so it's a little easier to see inside the bowl. Mixing up in a little smaller bowl. We're only making 4 ounces of this today, just because it's a test blend. And Chris wanted to try it, and I want to try it, so I'll make a puck for each of us, and we'll see where it goes. And then we're going to put in the whole leaf, the BF, which I really like. Has just a fantastic flavor. Really like it. It's good stuff. But it's a pain, you have to shred it. It's work. But that's alright. We do the work for the things that we love. Alright. Coming up on Friday night this week, I'll be doing a show with West from Order of the Pipe again. We haven't been on since November, so Wes contacted me and said, hey, let's do something together. I said, okay. So we're going to do a blend on air Friday night. So you get to see me do more of these things. So good times. And that just doesn't look right. Let's back that up just a hair. Back that up just a hair. There we go. So we've got the black Cavendish in. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. And I don't want it in my tobacco. And last but not least, a little stoved red Virginia. So that we complete. Yes, I know Green River black Cavendish is burly, but we do need something to kind of throttle down. When you're doing an all Virginia blend, it's going to run warm. So the stoved red will help calm it down, and I'm hoping that a little of the Green River will sweeten it up just a hair. And there we go. all the blenders in. And let's put it in together. I'll turn the scale off and move that out of the way. Just kind of walk ourselves through. Very nice, rich mahogany and black color to it. And I'll show you here in just a second once I get it a little more blended, a little more stirred up. Make sure that all the ingredients are melded together. Boy, Chris, if you're watching this, or when you're watching it, this might be really good as a Navy flick too. You know, as if we put a little rum on it and pressed it. It's got a fantastic, a really just magnificent tin note. So there it is. You guys can see it. It's nice and mahogany and the little specks of black from the Stoved Red Virginia and the black Cavendish. So this is an all red Virginia blend, just for you, Chris. So, and again, I can't say thank you enough, Chris. You know, again, the moments of inspiration. You know, these are the things that inspire the next thing. So if you guys ever want to talk about blending, you never know what's going to come of it. And for me, it's always the inspiration for the next thing. You know, conversations with Travis and Thomas and Tim and Eric, they all lead to something unique. I mean, Moore's Trace was specifically from a conversation with James, and it's a fantastic blend, and it was his idea. We just put the math to it, and there it is, and just really a nice looking tobacco, and very excited about the tin note. So I'm going to set that off to the side, and we'll put it in the press. And then last but not least, the blend we did for Custom Cobs is ready to come out. And for this, I will, because it's for Eric. Put my gloves on. Look, it's Dr. Jellyfinger right there. Oh, got the whole fist up there, Doctor. So let's see what we've got coming out of the press today. So this is it's the fourth one I'm sending him, but it's the 7th incarnation, and this is a Red Virginia Vapor blend that Eric wanted. And got a nice puck right there. Let's see if we can move it back a little bit so everybody can see. Put this off to the side. The nice thing is I've kept this one under 10 minutes so far. Let's see the other one. And the reason that I make two, and typically the reason I make two, is because I want to try it too. So we'll see. Well, that was kind of stupid there, Jim, but I'll allow it. It did not stick. Nice 4-day press on this. It really came out what I consider to be two extremely tight pucks. I'll just pull it out for goodness sakes. This is why, kids, think about what you're doing when you're doing it. Also, if you're using these presses at home, I will tell you, two very nice pucks. One's a little bigger for Eric, so if he wants to send some samples out, one's a small one for me. Get those jarred up here in a second. I think this one's going to hit the mark for Eric. So let me get a couple of jars. I'll tell you what we're going to do. So Eric, I'm putting yours in the jar. Get a label on it, get it shipped out to you. And this one, we'll take my handy little plug cutter. I used my plug cutter this morning because there's another tobacco that I was testing that I didn't clean it off at 5 o'clock this morning when I took the dog for a walk. So I find that testing tobaccos at 5 o'clock in the morning is an excellent time to go out and test tobaccos, simply because I'm awake. I'm walking upright and taking nourishment. So let's get that all there. So let's take the cutter, make sure the cutter's in shot. Now, seeing how this is for me, and this will be my afternoon bowl. Let's take the gloves off. Get my little tobacco tray. If you don't have a tobacco tray, talk to Thomas at Tinker's Pipes. He makes these fantastic trays. Absolutely love them. I've got a couple of them at this point. Thomas even was kind enough to make one for my son. And absolutely the perfect size for me anyway. I don't want it real big. Tiny house living. Yeah, let's rub it out and see what kind of flavor we got. The puck on this, it really compressed well. It's very, very firm. You know, sometimes when you're working with just Virginias alone, the pucks will compress, but then once you take them out of the press after a couple of days, they'll start to expand a little bit, simply because, you know, moisture content in the Virginia was low, or it just, you know, doesn't like to be compressed. Some tobaccos really like to be compressed. Latakia likes to be compressed. Yeah, if you ever tried a Latakia, if you like a Latakia blend, put it in one of those presses and then tell me what you think of it, because pressed Latakia is a form of magic, almost bordering on alchemy. So here's Eric's all red vapor, really nice looking. Again, it has an excellent tin note. Pressed Virginias are just better. I'm sorry for those of you that like it in ribbon cut. It's just better pressed. It accelerates the aging procedure, and in my opinion, I think that's the only way to have Virginias, unless you find some that are 10 years old, and then you can go from there. Okay, so we just went over the 12-minute mark. Thank you, Chris, for the excellent idea. And the name of that tobacco, or the name of that blend, will be called RedCastle, because it's all red. And it's a village in Ireland. So there you go. We kept the theme. Eric, just to let you know, your sample will go out tomorrow in the mail. Already mismailed today. But thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Glad you stopped by and watched. Again, if you'd like to chat with me, you can leave a comment down below, and we will certainly do so. If you'd like to send something more extensive, you can email me at Emerson Southern. If you haven't yet, connect with me on Instagram at Emerson Southern Forged. Thank you so much for your time. And lastly, new stickers. Emerson Southern Forged stickers. There we go. All right. Y'all have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming.